So our first question today is, what is heartfulness meditation?
Well, the term came on its own kind of when we were discussing on mindfulness and awareness. This is all about feelings. Our entire life is led by feelings and inspirations. And that is the role of the heart. And when we manage to listen to the feelings and capture the inspirations that comes from within, I think we can master our life by listening to heart again and again. And the whole exercise of fine-tuning the heart with the mind is through this meditation on the heart. That's why we call this process heartfulness meditation.
Heartfulness meditation, what is the goal of it in the end? Where does it lead to?
I think goals are set not by the process or by God. The goals are set by individuals. It's up to us what we set, what we want to achieve through whatever we do. It's not just for spirituality that we have to set the goals. Even in the material world, even when you play football, what are your goals? How do you achieve them? See, when you become doctor, what are your goals? You can be so many kinds of specialty. Similarly, approaching or treading on the divine path, it's up to each one of us. You want peace of mind? You set your goal that you want to be peace, you want to feel peace all the time. That's your goal. Some people say, I would like to have much more than that. I like to feel liberated from within. That is that person's goal. Another person would say, I would like to achieve and feel the universal consciousness. That is that person's goal. So goal is, I think, individually driven. Even if someone says, let this be your goal, it is still a futile establishment. I must have my own goal based on my heart's signals.
And what is the origin of heartfulness? Does it affiliate to any religious tradition or spiritual tradition as such?
No, not really. It has no affiliation with anything in the world as far as these religions are concerned. Though in every religion, heart plays a major role. When I approach a particular deity or approach my own belief in the system of any sort, my heart has to be convinced in whatever I do. Even when I play chess game, when I make a move, my heart has to be convinced before I make a move. When I play music, my heart has to be convinced to play each note. Each decision that I make, my heart has to be convinced before I make that decision. And religion or science has nothing to do with the games of the heart. Heart is the most mysterious thing and most beautiful thing that we can have.
This means anybody from any tradition can practice heartfulness and carry on.
Surely.
Great. How do you think, is there any representative or leader who is teaching this meditation as such in the world?
Well, yes. But I would not focus on the teacher at the moment. I would focus more on the process. Because however the best teacher may be in the whole world, if the student is not ready for it, if the heart is not ready for it, what is the use of the teacher? So, I recommend that let's proceed with this heartfulness process. And then if it appeals to your heart, if you like it, if it changes your lifestyle, if it brings you a lot of benefits, if it makes you feel good, then try to invent who is the person behind it. Then it is important to know who the person is.
So you're talking about the process. What, Kamlesh bhai, is the process of this meditation? How is it actually done, heartfulness?
We give the process, we recommend the method first, that this is a method, and it goes like this. You gently sit and relax with your eyes very softly closed. Think of the presence of the source of divine light or source of the light within the heart. That's all. Stay on this one idea and go ahead with this one idea as long as you can sit. After a few days of practice like this, if you like to meditate with a companion or a preceptor or a guide, or you like to meditate, for example, through the help of transmission, you can make a request. Now you will be able to see the difference between the meditation done without transmission and meditation with transmission. You compare and you decide which is good for you.
What is exactly transmission that you're speaking about, sir?
Transmission is a loosely translated word from the word in Sanskrit we call pranahuti. Pranahuti is nothing but an essence of our prana, pranasya, pranaha, which is utilized by a yogi. This force is transmitted. I use the word force, but it has really no force in it. There is no other better word for to describe this. That's why I use the word force, but it's a forceless thing. It has to be experienced, and somehow it touches our hearts, almost like a sunlight touching our skin and makes you feel warm. Like that, pranahuti touching our heart really makes you feel very special inside. I would rather not fit the words to you, lest the experience that you may enjoy be tainted by my own ideas. Let it be your experience, whatever you feel. That is your experience. And that has to be our goal. Why should I borrow someone else's experience?
So how long do you think one needs to practice heartfulness to start feeling the effects of it? What could be the possible effects that one could have?
I think results can be as the quickest is the same time you sit. The very moment you close your eyes, you feel the result instantly. I don't think you have to wait for eternity or 10 years or 5 years or after death or next day. The effect will be felt instantaneously, right then and there. I close my eyes and I feel it. It's like sunlight. I'll give you a very precise example. When you expose yourself to sun, you feel the warmth. When we expose ourselves to this pranahuti while meditating, you'll feel the effect of pranahuti instantly.
A question like today's lifestyle is very busy, people don't have time. Now, the heartfulness meditation requires at least 30 minutes, like you are saying. So, how to find that time in a day of hectic lifestyle stress?
Stressful lifestyle, if we can create a stressful lifestyle, I think we also have the choice of creating calmer lifestyle. Choice is ours. If you want to feel peaceful, if you want to feel calm, we'll have to adopt it. Even if it takes, why not even an hour to achieve 23 hours of a good day. It's a good investment of in my time. If you want to, the choice is yours.
Could you speak to us a little bit about your experience of this heartfulness meditation? How did you come to work on this, and what do you feel about it?
Well, I started almost like a joke actually, this whole meditation. One of my friend at will was able to dim or intensify the light, and it was very impressive. I had inclination in meditations. I used to do on my own without any goal, without any particular process. But I was influenced by one Swamiji, Swami Vivekananda. So I would sit like him and devote my time silently in brooding over rather than meditation. And I misunderstood that whole process as meditation. My friend used to observe my lifestyle. So he said, why don't you come and meditate through this method? I said, okay, why not? He used a very poor word. He said, let's go meet this chick. She'll put you in trance. Well, anyway, so I went, had a meditation with that person. It was one elderly lady who initiated me into this system. And on the very first go, I was very moved. The very first experience blew me apart, rather. It was the most wonderful thing I ever felt.
So how can people actually start this practice?
Well, you must have seen on our website, heartfulness.org, process is given there, how to meditate. You can meditate in the comfortable corners of your house. And if you want to try this meditation with transmission, send your request via email. Someone will get back to you and say, okay, sit at such and such a time at your place. Or if there is a person who meditates in your town, we'll give you the physical address, at the same time phone number, so that you can meet each other and meditate. It's a very simple process.
And are there any group events? How many people in France follow this? Is there a community following this in the world and in France?
Well, this heartfulness meditation has been going on in France since late 60s, I would say. And the number keeps growing every year. Currently, we may be close to 4,000 to 5,000 members in France. And they're all family members leading a happy family life, growing children, which is a rare thing in Europe these days. They are not extremist in the sense they don't go into material world so much that your spiritual world suffers, and they don't want to go into spiritual world so much that your material existence suffers. The family life advocated with this heartfulness meditation, it's a balanced existence that we try to seek. Balance within, balance in my surroundings, balance in my society, and we kind of breathe peace in and we exhale peace out.